On tonight's program, ladies and gentlemen, we have something that's going to make you sick.
Hello there, my name is Jack Edwards and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am dedicating the day, and probably a couple of days after this, to my dissertation. Dun dun dun! Basically, my dissertation is due in a month and a little bit. It's due too soon, that is the issue. It's due far too soon, and predictably I have not started writing it yet. I've been working on it properly since October, doing a metric shit ton of research, and basically I'm kind of nearing a point now where I'm ready to start writing it. I should really explain that, I guess. So basically, I would say that I am someone who... People write essays in different ways, okay? And I know a lot of people like to research and write their essays all at once, whereas the way that my brain sort of works when it's working, which is rare, is that I like to do all of my reading and all of my research first, and then come up with some sort of judgment. And I don't know, I find that I need to have all of the information before I can form a proper opinion and a nuance, and then discuss it in good critical depth. So there's the excuse out of the way. I think I did quite a good job there, actually. But no more excuses. This is where the dissertation becomes a thing, and I thought that maybe it would just be useful to share it. I've been vlogging my whole university experience, and this is quite a major part of it, which people don't really talk about that much. So I should tell you what my diss is actually about. So the title that I brainstormed and came up with, and is now my final title, like I can't actually change it, is Christopher Isherwood, Sex, Shame, and the Fetishization of the Other. Fetishization is a very difficult word to say, as exhibited by myself. It's a stupid word to choose for the title of my diss because I can't say it. Every time anyone asks me what my diss is on, I have to like really think about it and say fetishization, and sometimes I've had some wines, and sometimes I've also had some vodkas, and then it becomes a lot more difficult to get fetishization out of my mouth. But it is the most specific and precise word for what I'm talking about, so that's why it's in there. So yeah, that's my diss title, that's what I'm researching, that's what I'm looking into. And as always, I'm going to start today with a little bit of easier work, which is going to be just to read some of Christopher Isherwood's A Single Man. This is a book that I kind of stumbled upon by accident, then absolutely fell in love with it. I thought it was incredible. In fact, I loved it so much that I actually changed my whole dissertation because of it. So originally, when I first chose my diss topic in June last year, it was on T.S. Eliot and intellectual snobbery in The Wasteland and his other works. So I asked my department if I could change my dissertation. They said yes, thankfully, and now I'm writing on Christopher Isherwood, who just continues to amaze me. So now that I've read all of his other work and done all of my research, I can kind of put this into context and read it critically. So that's what I'm going to do over the next few days, starting right now. Okay, so I've just finished doing some reading. I feel like my brain is all warmed up. It's kind of like a bit of brain training. Oh my god, throwback to the game for the Nintendo DS. What a game that was. Thinking about it, everything about me says you were that kid who was obsessed with brain training. And you know what? I'm fine with that. The next thing on my distressingly long dissertation to-do list is to read the rest of a critical work called Middlebrow Queer, and basically I've only been able to use a small section of it, which was available online because my university library didn't have the book. But my diss supervisor, who, by the way, is just the most wonderful person, I appreciate that man so much. But anyway, he basically helped me to request the book, and the library now have bought it as like a digital version. So I'm going to use that this morning and make some notes, and that should be the final bit of secondary reading that I need to do before starting to write. And then I think obviously other things I need to read will become clearer later down the line. So that is my next task. I keep forgetting that this chair doesn't have a back on it anymore. I broke the chair, as in like I broke the chair. So shout out to my landlord because we are never getting that deposit back. Anyway, let's do some reading. Now that I've sorted that, the next thing to do is to plan the diss. Oh, I'm a bit nervous. For me, before I start writing or doing any big project for that matter, I need to have some sort of plan, or at least a basic structure that I'm sort of trying to follow. So obviously I have my title. I definitely went for like rule of 3 in the title. Did I mention I do English Lit? So there's like 3 kind of themes there, I suppose, which I think they will be sort of my sections within the diss. I think that should make it kind of flow quite nicely. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I have a lot of thoughts brewing up here. Basically, I just need to have a big brain dump and put all of my ideas onto a scrap piece of paper. I find it quite useful to do that because you can just jot down random little ideas, draw arrows and, you know, link everything together, and it sort of makes everything make a bit more sense. That's what I'm gonna do now. Maybe leaning on things like that is why I keep breaking things in my room. But yeah, let's get on with that. I can't believe I just did that. Oh my God. Guys, I think I might have some sort of order to this chaos, to this madness. Doing that planning was so helpful. I'm glad I did that. And now I'm going to have some lunch. I've got some leftover toad in the hole because we made a toad in the hole last night, which I'm so excited about. And I'm getting a bit sort of cabin fevery, so I'm going to head to the library. I just quickly thought I would mention that today I'm wearing this Solidarity. It's a charity initiative with a pun in the title. You knew I would love it. Anyway, they basically sell these t-shirts which are supporting refugees in a crisis. And I just thought, since I'm wearing it, I would point that out. Hello, Editing Jack here to let you know that after I filmed those clips, I went to the library, did some work, was quite productive, and then I went on a night out and I didn't film any of it. So this is kind of where one day ends and the next day starts. So just to give you some context, that's what happened. I just didn't film anything and I'm sorry about it. Oh, hi there. It's me, Jack. It's now the next day. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I got drunk last night. I basically went on a night out, woke up this morning feeling a little bit worse for wear, but we're back and we're ready to do it all over again. Yesterday I made serious progress in terms of wrapping up the prep for my dissertation, to the point where I now feel in a position to start writing it. That to me is a scary concept which freaks me out to the point where I don't want to do it. But the main way I'm going to make progress now is by just starting off this essay. I kind of already know what my opening line is going to be, which I think is a really great place to start. That is so dumb. That is such a dumb thing to say. But what I mean is that sometimes I find starting to be the hardest thing, and I'm like overthinking that first sentence so much. But I've had this plan for a while now, so hopefully that should get some kind of flow going. And then my first section is going to be sort of on the theory of shame, and because that sort of sets up the theoretical framework for the rest of my argument, I need to really nail this bit. So I feel like if I start now, then I have plenty of time to edit. If it's shit. I've been sort of trying to compile my ideas under specific headings so that I can sort of break up all of my research, or break down all of my research into kind of more palatable chunks. But now, I'm gonna start writing. Even just making the Word document on my laptop, which is called Dissertation.doc, is so freaky. I'm like low-key psyching myself out. I'm high-key psyching myself out. This is so weird. I think this is an important step that I needed to cross, and I'm glad we're all here to do it together. Okay, well, there we go. That's official. I've officially started writing the dissertations. That's a good thing to come out of this video. Okay, so I've like made the document, but I think that one thing that I should do is write kind of an abstract for myself. So that's sort of, for now at least, it's just for my own reference, just so that I know exactly what I'm arguing and what the point of my essay is. So I'm basically just going to write up in, you know, the easiest prose possible what my essay, what my dissertation is actually on, and what the argument I'm going to present is. And basically that's just to sort of make it clear in my own head what I'm going to be discussing, and then I can refer back to it if I have a sort of loose focus. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I did not realize how difficult this would be to kind of like structure. I kind of have a pretty good rough idea and basic framework, but it's taking quite a lot of like working out to plan out how long each section should be and how much to designate to each section. Like when you have 12,000 words to play around with, it feels like loads, but I'm trying to think of it as like 4 3,000 word essays. But instead of part of that 3,000 word count, including an introduction and conclusion, you sort of take those out from each one and make a big introduction and a big conclusion. So English student tries to do maths. I've worked out that each section should be roughly 2,562.5 words. So good. So yeah, I have started writing. I've written a kind of introduction, which I'm really happy with. And it's really funny actually how once you start writing, like loads of ideas just start coming to you and it sort of all seems to fit together and you kind of bring in little bits from everywhere. I feel like it's going to be okay. However, I am absolutely certain I will be proven wrong at some point in the foreseeable future, and maybe in the next 5 minutes. So I've been working for the rest of the afternoon, it's now the evening, and I'm going to wrap up this video. This has been 24 hours to save my dissertation, and actually it's been kind of successful. I finished this period of intense focus on my dissertation with 3,000 words written, a proper plan for the structure of everything, and a good introduction, I think. So I'm feeling a lot more in control of it, which is so good, like such a blessing. So yeah, I hope this video was useful in sharing a bit more of an insight into writing a dissertation and getting it started. If you are looking at going to university or you're already at university, then I've basically written a book called The Universe, which is all about all of those things. It's an unfiltered, unadulterated university survival guide with all of the trimmings. It's tongue-in-cheek, it's fun, and it's written from an actual student's perspective. That student being me. And there is a section in the book about picking your dissertation topic, because I think that's such an important one, and I'm so glad that I found a topic that I absolutely love. I did a full announcement video earlier this week with all of the information that you need to know if you are interested, but if it sounds like something you would like, then you can pre-order it. I'll leave the links down below, which just feels so crazy to me that we are on like Amazon and Waterstones, and it's an Amazon bestseller now. What the hell? So thank you so much for all of the support on that so far. It's been absolutely insane. And also thank you very much for watching this video. So if you did enjoy this video, give it a like and subscribe for more from me to follow the rest of my progress with my diss. It's due in about a month's time. For now, I've been Jack Edwards, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.